Let's talk about the 5S principles. The first one is, what is the importance of Siri, getting rid of all non-essential things as far as a way to be efficient and effective in the workplace? Well, in Siri, what you're really doing is you're taking a look at your workstation, let's say your home office, and you have 30 pens in your drawer and 3 pencils and all sorts of paper, and some you don't really use anymore. And so you say to yourself, well, when I'm doing work, I really only need a blue pen and maybe a black pen, possibly a red pen sometimes, but not right away. So I'm just going to leave the blue pen and the black pen at my workstation, and I'm going to store the rest of it somewhere else or get rid of it. And the paper would be the same way. And so you're getting rid of all non-essential things because you don't want to accidentally use things that are not appropriate. You don't want to use a red pen. You don't want to use yellow paper when you really only want white paper. And so you're getting rid of everything you could essentially accidentally use. Second thing, what is the importance of Seton, getting organized? So now that you've gotten rid of in Siri all of the things that you don't use, you look at what's left and you say, how can I organize them so that I can access them very quickly? I know where everything is. And that's really the benefit of that, is that you essentially know where everything is, so you don't have to do a lot of hunting. And again, efficiency improves. The next one, what is the importance of say-so or CISO? I don't know which one it is, which means get clean. So first step, get rid of everything you don't need right now. Second step, organize what's left. Third step really is, let's clean everything so we don't have contamination in our work area. We don't have spilled drink, sticky soda on your table. Everything is clean. Again, it also kind of promotes a sense of doing things right. So a Kanban system is really a card system or a marker system. And the whole idea is in a facility, whether it's a production or a service facility, the person that you deliver your stuff to next in the process is considered to be your customer, even though it's an internal customer and you're not technically paying them, but it's a customer. And so what happens is your customer asks for material. You do not necessarily give them material ahead of time. The supplier supplies it to the next person in line when that, quote, customer needs it. So throughout the assembly facility and the manufacturing facility, you do not necessarily have to have a schedule of what each person is supposed to be doing, because the Kanban system of the cards essentially drive that process. When the, quote, customer asks that the supplier, the person in the facility that is giving stuff to the, quote, customer, that supplier makes it. That's what drives what they do each day. But at some point, there has to be a schedule on what the end final external customer wants. And so there is a final assembly schedule that says, make 6 blue cars and 5 green cars today. And so they have a schedule what they're supposed to make, and that drives what they tell their, quote, internal suppliers to make, who also tell their internal suppliers what pieces they need, etc., etc. With Kanban, why would we use small containers and only a limited number of those containers? Well, small containers do several things. First, it probably helps to eliminate damage because you're not trying to stack a bunch of parts on top of each other. The other advantage, you open it up, you say, oh, all the slots are filled, so therefore I have 12 eggs in there. So essentially what happens with small containers is you also can quickly identify the part count. and you do a limited number of those containers because you don't want to promote the idea of just keep running parts. You only need the parts that you need for a specific short-term period of time. So the next question is why stop production of those parts until the next work center returns an empty container? Because if you produce when your quote internal customer does not necessarily need it, you're just producing stuff to inventory, which again is just sitting on your shelves. There's costs associated with it, but you're not recouping them by pushing them through the process and selling them out the door. So it's better to wait than to just build something that you don't need, or at least you don't need in the near future.